You felt it, haven't you? That feeling that you're falling behind, that life is passing you by, and you're not where you thought you would be by now, that everyone around you seems to be crushing it, except you. You then hear the loud voice of your inner critic telling you that you're just not good enough. It's too late to begin. You should give up, or that you're a failure. When you're always on your phone scrolling on social media platforms, it is easy to fall into the trap of comparing your life with someone's highlight reel. You're chapter 1 with someone's chapter 20. You see someone who looks to be very successful and living their best life with little to worry about, while you're there worrying about all the bills you have to pay this month, how you're going to support your family, and just how unfair life can be. I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I want to tell you that you're not alone. Feeling behind in life is a universal experience that most of us have felt at some point. And it is something that I've come up against a lot in my own life. It's exhausting. And this is why comparison is the enemy of happiness, the thief of joy and an energy killer, whose sole purpose is to make you feel less satisfied with your own life. It strips away your confidence, it makes you question your worth, and it gets you to doubt your power. Every second you spend time thinking about someone else's race or journey, you take time away from your own. We're tired, not because we're physically doing too much, but because we are doing too little of the things that bring us joy, and are running someone else's race. We are measuring our achievements and progress against metrics defined by others. And life is far too precious to not pursue the things that make you feel alive. In fact, when you come to understand that we are all on different journeys, and we have different definitions of what success means, there is really no such thing as feeling behind in life. It is something I have to remind myself about on a regular basis, and is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. Because feeling behind is not a sign of failure. It is a wake-up call for you to reflect, refocus, and remember what matters most. To be patient with the process, to be compassionate with yourself, and to focus on what is within your control. The way you speak to yourself shapes how you experience this world. And far too often, we become our own harshest critic, magnifying our flaws and fixating on perceived failures. Over the course of a day, we have around 60,000 thoughts, many of which come and go so quickly that we're not even aware of them. While some thoughts are positive and empowering, how many are negative, disempowering, or block you from fulfilling your potential? The most powerful dialogue is the one that happens within yourself every day, because what consumes your thinking influences who you become. Just imagine what you can do and achieve when you believe you are actually worth it, when you silence the voice of the inner critic and listen instead to the words of the guide within. So be kind and forgive yourself when you make mistakes, for the person who never makes any mistakes can never achieve anything worthwhile. And on the days where it feels like you will never make progress, just remember how far you have come. Because when you choose self-compassion over criticism, you feel lighter and are able to keep moving forward. The way you show up and express yourself each day is ultimately the manifestation of how you think and feel. We live in the feeling of our thinking moment to moment, and our thoughts can either lead to a path of growth or a path of destruction. Learning to be more compassionate with yourself is not an overnight process, but each day, with each small act of kindness towards yourself, you will get closer. And the more you can love yourself and accept you as you, the less your happiness and emotional well-being is influenced by what others do. This need to feel ahead in life or to keep up with everyone else is often due to a lack of self-love, of not being happy with where you are and who you are in this moment of your life. That because you're not feeling successful by a certain age, you find it difficult to love yourself. And so you go out of your way to seek it in something outside of yourself. The solution here is to redefine what success means to you, and to then build your life and career around these answers. Because what matters most is that you lived a life that made you feel fulfilled. And the more clearly you know how you want to spend your days, the easier it becomes to say no to the requests and choices that steal your time. At 24 years old, I remember feeling like my life was over. I was out of a job and had to take a big pay cut to try and get back into work. I went through a period of depression and regular doom scrolling, using alcohol as a way to escape the reality I was living in. I felt like I was falling further and further behind everyone else. At 28 years old, I knew my life was just beginning and that better days lay ahead. I was building an exciting exit plan away from the corporate world and towards working for myself as an entrepreneur. I upgraded my environment and took responsibility for my life's direction. Instead of looking to compare my journey with others, I looked to others for inspiration. I realized that it was less about you versus others and more about you versus you. It always has been, and that if you want to change your life and live with all you deserve, you must run your own race. Winning in life is not about getting ahead of others. It is about getting ahead of yourself, to be the best version of you that you can be. I am on my own timeline is a mantra I encourage you to embrace for an intentional life. Too many of us, however, can be impatient. When we decide we want something, we want it now, and when we don't get it straight away, we feel life is unfair, that we have been treated unjustly. To have the virtue of patience, it is important to acknowledge obstacles as opportunities to strengthen you, not as indications of failure. Some of the darkest periods of my life were the experiences that equipped me with the insight and wisdom to come back stronger. And don't let the internet rush you, because people rarely share their failures. You want to consciously design your own life, which begins by understanding what is most important to you. What do you love doing and want to do more of? Who do you love spending time with? How will you know that you're living a fulfilling life? You want to then start with a blank slate and design what your ideal day and routine would look like. What time would you wake up and go to bed? What would your morning routine look like? What changes must you make for this ideal day to be a reality? It may take you 6 months, a year, 3 years, or maybe more, but you can get there eventually if you want it enough. After all, the time will pass anyway, so why not dare to make it a reality? Envision your masterpiece and then paint it daily. Don't just imagine doing things someday. Start doing them today. Get out of your head and take action on what matters most, focusing your energy on being better than who you were yesterday. Stop thinking, I should have started years ago. Start thinking, I'm going to start now. My best years are ahead of me. Because the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds you will never actually do it. Today, you can start over to work towards your definition of success, to run your own race, and to design the life you can be proud of. No past regrets, no future worries, just today, with your attention directed to what you can do rather than what you can't. And if you think you are too old to do something new or to start again, remember this: you will never be younger than you are right now. It is never too late. You still have time. So let's get to work and start living. My name is Simon Alexander Ong. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.